Hey besties, my name is Madeline and I talk about random things every Tuesday. Today I'm going to be talking about things that you need to know if you're planning on going down to Los Angeles for college like I did. I'm going to be talking about tips and tricks, things to be aware of, things to plan for, and mostly things to make sure that you have the best time possible while down in California. First of all, I want to say congratulations. There's so many great schools in the Los Angeles area. There's USC, UCLA, Loyola, Pepperdine, all great choices, and I'm really excited for you. I think the first thing that's really important to know about Los Angeles is that it's not really one big city. It's like a bunch of little pockets that have very distinct personalities and characters, and you go to different places for different reasons. I spend a lot of time in the Westlake, Thousand Oaks, Calabasas, Topanga area where there's great shopping and really good homey suburban vibes, very friendly people. Sawtelle is great if you like bubble tea. There are the beaches, there's Malibu if you're looking for kind of a laid-back beach experience. There's Santa Monica if you are looking for a full-on, California pier, roller coaster, junk food, that kind of thing. And then Santa Monica, the city has really great shopping and restaurants. Santa Monica has free 1-hour parking, which is also really nice. And it has 3rd Street Promenade, which is a really cute outdoor shopping area. If you're looking for more of a small beach town vibe, you may want to go to South Beach. They also have really good food there. There's Hollywood for sightseeing. That's where all of the stars are on the sidewalk. That's also where Madame Tussauds Wax Museum is, the Chinese Theater, the Dolby Theater. Beverly Hills is great for shopping and sightseeing. There's Burbank, Studio City, Culver City. All those places are where they film things, so it's always cool to be around there. There's Pasadena and Glendale if you're looking for a mini road trip. If you're interested in sports games, museums, concerts, downtown LA. There's Universal Studios, there's Knott's Berry Farm. On the weekends you can road trip to Palm Springs, Joshua Tree, Black Bear, San Francisco. You can road trip so many fun places. I do want to now talk about a couple tips and tricks that I learned in my 4 years down in Los Angeles. Number one is to check flights out of both LAX and Burbank. LAX is great if you have people to drop you off. They also have a lot of flights, so sometimes they are cheaper. However, Burbank is a much smaller airport. You might see a celebrity. It's a lot easier to navigate. The parking is cheaper. The parking is easier. So there's pros and cons to both, but definitely look at both when you're booking a flight. The next thing I want to talk about is free tickets. You may be thinking, I don't know how I'll get tickets to anything. I don't want to spend a lot of money. That's totally fine. You can get free tickets to so many different things. I was able to go to Wheel of Fortune, The Voice, a late night show, a concert series done by Comcast, Dancing with the Stars. I highly recommend Dancing with the Stars. It's filmed at the Grove, which is this really bougie mall, and it was just the experience of a lifetime. You see so many celebs, and it's just really fun. To get free tickets, there's a couple different websites I use. One is 1iota, one is called On-Screen Audiences, and then there's one called Free TV Tickets, which sounds sketchy, but you'll know it when you see it, when you Google it. Other ways to get good discounts, there's a free museum day every single year where you can get into any of the museums, and there are so many cool museums in LA. There's the MoCA, there is the MoMA, there is the Disney Concert Hall. There are so many fun museums. There's the Getty Museum, there's the Getty Villa Museum. So if you're into museums, definitely wait for the free day. All you have to do is pay for parking, I think. There's also a lot of places that do student discounts. That's also really helpful. I know a lot of AMC theaters used to do discounted days where it was like $3 for a ticket. I'm not sure if they're still doing that, but definitely look into that if you love movies. A really good place to see celebrities is in Malibu. They do a Labor Day weekend carnival every year, and there are so many celebs. The last time I went, we saw Simon Cowell, Garfield's dad from the Garfield movie, Gerard Butler, Brody Jenner, so many celebs. Plus it's fun. Who doesn't love a carnival? Another thing I highly recommend is Venice Beach. The first Friday of every month they put on this event called First Friday on Abbot Kinney, and Abbot Kinney is this boulevard that goes through Venice Beach, kind of a trendy, cute area, and it's just lined with food trucks. All kinds of food trucks, every kind of food you can imagine, delicious food. They have this lobster truck that's really good, a grilled cheese truck that's really good, teriyaki chicken truck, any kind of truck you can imagine, it's there, and it's so fun. And then there's also a Salt Straw, which is my favorite ice cream place, and so we would always go to the food trucks, and then we would stop and get ice cream and then drive home, and it was so fun. Some other things that I highly recommend doing in LA: brunch. Not only is it perfect because you're getting breakfast and lunch, but almost always you get leftovers, very cute photos. Like, it's just really fun, and I highly recommend. There's a place in Westlake called Cece's, and they have my favorite brunch ever. Also, farmers markets. There's a permanent farmers market next to the Grove that's really fun, and then the individual cities also put on farmers markets. The one in Calabasas is really fun, but you do have to pay to park, which is less than ideal. Now, I do want to bring to your attention some things that you should be aware of and prepare for, but they are not deal breakers. They're just things that you really need to know before you get settled down there. First of all, it gets hot as heck. If you don't have air conditioning, you need to have a plan. You need to be able to know where you can get ice. You need to have multiple fans. My freshman year was so hot. I had 3 fans in my dorm room just on my bed. Like, it was ridiculously hot. You need to drink lots of water and dress very cool. The next thing to be aware of is that there will be a natural disaster while you're there. While I was at college, we had an earthquake, we had flash floods, we had mudslides, we had, a really bad forest fire, smoke conditions. Like, these things will happen, and you need to be emotionally and physically prepared for them. Another thing to be prepared for is that there is kind of an increased pressure to dress a certain way, look a certain way. I'm from Oregon, and here, everybody just kind of wears what they like. Lots of flannels, lots of like athleisure. And in LA, you do feel more pressure to dress up or look a certain way. I spent so much on online shopping my first semester of school just because I wanted to fit in. But I think if you know that going into it, it will help you deal with that better. It's important to remember that no matter what you're wearing or how you look, like, you're fine, so don't let the pressure get to you. This one you'll probably already be aware of, but there is going to be traffic. But I would say the traffic's not even that bad, because while you're in the traffic, you're jamming to your music, you're hanging with your friends, you're drinking a drink, you're looking at, beautiful LA, you're looking at the palm trees. What gets you, though, is the increased times to get distances. Because of the traffic, and also just because sometimes you have to get from 405 to 101 to 1 to, it's just like a lot of maneuvering. So definitely, if you allocate time, get places early, plan ahead. One time it took me and my roommate 3 hours to pick up her sister from LAX, and we felt horrible. So definitely you kind of have to plan your day around the flow of traffic. This isn't applicable to all schools, but know that mountain lions and snakes and rats are in LA, so just be aware of that. And finally, if you're from Oregon, this applies to you. Make sure you learn how to pump gas and pay sales tax before you get down to Los Angeles, so you don't feel like a fool. Like I said, don't let these things get to you. It's just best to be prepared before you get down to Los Angeles. I literally loved living in LA when I was there. It was just so much fun. There's so much to do, so much to see. People there are so fun. I highly recommend going to college in Los Angeles if you have the chance to. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments below, and I will definitely answer them. I will see you guys next Tuesday. Good luck in California!